Hello everybody, my name is Reggie Maddox, and what I'm going to do right now is answer a question that somebody asked me about. If they're using Audacity, how do you add background sounds and noises to an audio clip? Now, what I want to do real quick is kind of show you how to add a background noise. Now, what I have is a track that's already in place. I've already uploaded the two sound effects that I'm going to put behind to kind of give you an idea of what I'm doing. Now, if you haven't used Audacity before, it's a very simple platform. It's very easy to use. Now, I'm not going to go into full details today, but if I get enough people that show interest and they feel like, hey, I want to know more about this, then I will do a full-length detailed video on how to put together a full track from start to scratch. Now, if you haven't used Audacity before, I'm going to give you a brief walkthrough, just enough to kind of get you familiar with what's going on right here, because when you're putting together a full track, there's different things you're going to have to do. So it's just more than just uploading something and putting sounds in. It really is about listening and paying attention, and what type of tone, what type of vocal tone, what do you want the listener to hear when you do the track. So a quick overview. As you see right now, I have 3 tracks played in here. This one is my main track, which is a voice. This one is a sound. This first one is somebody walking. The second one is, I believe that's somebody knocking on the door. And the third one is a door opening. Now, what I want to do first is I'm going to do some adjustments here, but a quick introduction. Here's a button where you can mute. You can adjust your gain, your sound level. You can also, that's the same thing. We can adjust your gain. You can mute a track if you want to hear one track. So let's say I wanted to hear, because this little what I got highlighted right here, this is how you slide your tracks wherever you want to slide them. So I'm going to slide this track back here, and I'm going to move these tracks out the way. I can either move them or come right here and I can just sort of mute these tracks. They won't play. It doesn't change anything. It's not going to mess anything up. But if I want to hear this track, all I have to do is go up here. Let's start it from the beginning. Click play.
I feel like eating out tonight. Let me go next door and see if Reggie wants to go to Penny Southern Grill.
Who is it? What you want?
Boy, you better take the bass out of your voice and open this door.
Look at you. I know you were scared. Now, that little short, I can't play the whole clip because I'm actually using this for something. But the thing about it is, you heard what I call a dry track, okay? Meaning it's just the voice. That's it. There's nothing else. Now, when you're creating a track and you want to bring the listener into it, say like an audio book or a podcast, or you're doing some type of reading, if you want the listener to kind of get engrossed into the scene, because you want to take the listener to where when they hear what's going on, they are actually being able to visualize it. And background really does give that effect to where it can draw the listener into what's being said. So let's change something up real quick. I'm going to do this real quick. Like I said, remember, this one is your slider bar. That's your time shift. This is how you move your tracks. Okay? This is how you highlight a track. Also, if you want to cut, this is if you want to adjust your volume. So you can adjust your volume there, or you can adjust it here, would be like your gain. But I don't want to mess with that right now because my stuff is already set. Like I said, if I get enough interest, then I'll do a full video. But I want to get into this because somebody's probably thinking, just show us how to do it. Okay, so you heard the first track where I pretty much let you hear the voice. Now I want you to hear what it's going to sound like if I actually say, you know what? Let's bring it to life. Let's let the listener hear what she's going through, what she's thinking of doing. Now, one of the things you heard was, when I did this, the young lady says, I feel like I want to go out to eat and I want to go next door to Reggie's house. Now, you don't want it to have it where she just gets up and boom, Reggie's talking. So you want to get a listener to where they can kind of feel that's what's going on, that she's actually leaving somewhere. So what we're going to do now is hit our pointer and we're just going to take away some of this walking. I must really love y'all because I got to go back and undo all this when I get ready to really put it together. Okay, so once I do that, okay, now what I want to do, we got the track with her walking. I want you to hear that real quick. So we're going to mute that. Okay, this is it. So what you hear is footsteps, a door shut, and then her walking. Okay. So now we know that she's walking. She says she wanted to get up. So we know that she's leaving her house. She's going to Reggie's house, right? So now what we want to do is bring in Reggie. Okay. So she gets to Reggie. Let's turn this one back on. Okay. Then we're going to push this up. Now, what I'm doing is I'm kind of lining everything up so you can actually have it all run together. Okay? But I want to show you basically right now, I just want to show you the difference of a dry when you just doing audio when it's all voices and that's what the listener is hearing versus actually taking a dry track and bringing it to life. So let's go back. Like I said, this is rough right now. I haven't actually put this together, but this is just to give you an idea what it's going to sound like when I put a background behind it.
I feel like eating out tonight. Let me go next door and see if Reggie wants to go to Penny Southern Grill.
Who is it? What you want? Okay, now you notice right there I got to make a little adjustment because it was a little bit slow with my part coming in. So we're going to move that up a little bit. We're going to move this back a little bit. Okay. Like I said, this is just a rough, dry run.
Let me go next door and see if Reggie wants to go to Penny Southern Grill.
Who is it? What you want?
Boy, you better take the bass out of your voice and open.
Now, this is where you have to be really careful. Now, you hear the door open at the end and you hear me talking, but you hear me saying, who is it? So, when you're doing these editings, you have to be really careful because you got to make sure that it makes sense. So, like I said, this is just a dry run, okay? But basically, you're hearing pretty much.
I feel like eating out tonight. Let me go next door and see if Reggie wants to go to Penny Southern Grill.
Who is it? What you want?
Boy, you better take the bass out of your voice and open this door.
Look at you. I know you were scared. You were scared, weren't you?
Anyway, move.
So you see the difference when you add the effects of like sound and noise, a person walking, a door opening and closing. Like I said, that was a rough put together. But that's basically how you do it. I've even do some where there's a car starting, where there's somebody walking out, they're running, they're jogging. Anytime you add tracks to the back of a voice track, it makes the listener pay attention because the listener doesn't feel like it's audio anymore. They don't feel like it's a CD, it's a digital recording. It kind of brings it to life. And when you heard her talking, saying what she was going to do, then you heard her walking, it makes the mind think and start to picture what the person is talking about and what's going on. So that was just a quick take. I know it wasn't in depth, but like I said, if I feel that people maybe asking questions or want to see a more in-depth video, I will do one from start to finish with the audio. We'll do a full track with all the background sounds from beginning to end, to fade in, to fade out, the noise reduction, all that type of stuff. So if you're interested, I love Audacity. It's free. I think it's great. If you use Audacity, they do ask you to donate, but it's not required. But for a free platform and what you get, I would definitely say donate something, you know, because it is a great source. If you can't afford like the FL Studio and, you know, all the expensive type stuff that a lot of people are using, Audacity is great. You can control your sound levels. You can make a lot of adjustments. So definitely check it out. But I hope this video helped. If you got any questions or if you want to see a more in-depth full video on adding full backgrounds from start to finish, hit me up and let me know, and I'll be happy to add it for you.